Hi everybody, this is Donna Scrapbook Sage. I hope you're doing well today. I'm going to do a what's on my desk video and sort of show you my process of how I do things a little bit. I work on a lot of things in a single day. I sort of work a spider web. That's sort of how my mind functions. But today I have I will be completing, or maybe not completing, I will be continuing to work on a Chinese New Year's journal that is just really Chinese inspired. For a friend of mine, she's doing a fundraiser and I wanted to make a journal for her. So I've printed up these pages. You can go to Creative Fabrica and look up Chinese New Year and Chinese themes, and then they will go ahead in paper packs, and a lot of those will pop up there. So I went ahead and printed those up, and then I went to Lindsay Zenor, Nevermore Creation 17, and she has a mega pack that has all the different colors, and I chose her ivory, and I just printed those on the back for the journal. And I have extra prints that I will be cutting down into like thirds for belly bands and square them off for pockets, and I might rip some up to help build up other things, cut out maybe a fish or two or some of the pretty elements there to help decorate other pockets. So a lot of times I will print up anywhere between 5 and 10 extra pages when I'm working on a journal to help me have those extra pages to work on. So that was one project that is on my desk today and this week. And then every day I work at cleaning up my desk from the scraps that I was using before, or I have a project where my goal is to work down my supplies. So I really am use it or lose it. And so I have a couple tubs of fabric that I'm really trying to work down and use. So I had a really nice piece of lace that I had made some journal covers out of, and I coffee dyed and put some on pockets, and I still had a couple reasonably good sized pieces that needed to be cut down. And I had some packaging from Amazon that was sort of like the tissue paper one. And then and this is red fabric. I thought I'd pull out some red fabric because I've got some leftover fabric that I'm trying to use as well. And I have a cute little tin like this full of stamps. So I decided, I haven't been using those, and I decided, why don't I go ahead and make some snippet rolls with the stamps. So that's what I worked on this morning. I sewed a whole bunch of them together. This is not my best set of scissors for this process. And then I've been trying to work down a register roll. So this, like, I will use this as a base, as a register roll. And you can see that's the Amazon material. So I just sewed up a whole bunch of lace and made these. And then I went through and grabbed some of the stamps and layered them on, or some other pieces of ephemera I might have on my desk. These are not done. I'm going to keep on working on those and set those back over there. And so every day I tend to have a little, and then these ones aren't done either. They were in a little tin that I cleaned out. And so I cleaned out one of my little tins that is a throw everything in it and clean it up. So the next day I might grab that tin, and if I will add all my little pieces of ephemera onto these little pieces that at least I have a start on. So tomorrow, maybe both of these will be in there, or I can glue this today and it can be done. But I can glue these together, and that is a cute little ephemera, and I hope you can see that. And then So this is one thing that is always on my desk. A little project like this is always on my desk. I figure I can either throw out the scraps and move on to new projects, or I can make these cute little snippet rolls. I sell them in the shop here in Crafted in Seaside, and then I will also use them to enhance other pockets or belly bands or pages that I'm working on, depending on what it is. And then they're also great if I'm building up a paper pack, just to have a group of handmade items to help make that pack a little bit more special than just papers or something like that. So that is something that I do. I'm really lucky to have access to a lot of stamps. I came across a really amazing stamp collection, and I have checked a lot of the stamps to see if they're worth of, any value that is beyond, a few cents here or there, a dollar here or there. I figure I would spend that much for embellishments, and if one's a little bit more valuable and somebody gets it, then that is a fun little piece for them. Yeah, I haven't come across anything that is of substantial value that I've gone through. All of the stamps are all mass made over the last 80 years, so. But I find it's fun to come up with new ways to make little snippet rolls. The things that, I'm just gonna put all these in here. The things that come up, and then if I'm doing a theme and there's a theme that comes up on one of, I have a package of envelopes that maybe I'm working on a certain year, like I like working on decade journals and stuff like that, then I can put those in there. Or if I'm doing florals or Victorian, I've got those available. There is an event here in Portland where it's Hood to Coast, so having that bike one in there is sort of cool for that. So I will go through and do mass stamping, and then I will cut them out and just have them in like one of those little envelopes. And I will grab one of those little envelopes and add them to things. And then I have some really unique items to put on my little snippet rolls. So all these items are on my desk, and I'm going to put them in my other little tin that is right behind. Is this one done? That I'm putting things in, so that tomorrow when I want to make more snippet rolls, everything's starting to be in place. I'm finally getting to the point where I have the little homes for that to happen and stuff. So last night I went through, and some of the weird papers and stuff, I just cut them down, and then I grabbed, this is the packaging. This was a whole set, it was like 12 pieces, and I've torn them down and used them. There's some of the leftover lace. So tomorrow I can grab this and whatever else I work on. I don't have a lot of scraps as far as scrap paper, so I'm always, after I do that journal, if I have anything left over, I will add it to this, and then I feel like I have some cool, fun paper to play with. What I'm working with right now is pretty boring, but since I've been working with lace, that's not so much of a problem. And then so this is my scrap box that I like to work out of all year. And so last night, my goal was to use as much as I could out of my scrap box. And I think I did a pretty good job between yesterday and today. These are all of the things that I made. I'm going to go through them really quick and organize them like I just did. But I had that extra lace and paper on my desk. Okay, so this is what is left in my scrap box. There's not a lot of stuff there. I've been pretty good at working it down. I've got some packaging items that I can continue to work on. But if this bin can stay like at this level all year long as I work through the year, that keeps me happy if it's under that line. If it gets to be more than that, I get a little bit overwhelmed. So last night was a lot of fun. I wanted to use, I had this really pretty like silk-like paper, and then I had a dryer sheet, and then these were a lot of papers that were in that bin. So I knew I wanted more white items. I want to do some more boho. So I had coffee dyed paper, and I just went through and reverse engineered things. Like, so this was a folded over piece of paper. So I sewed this I sewed this as a pocket, and then I know it's a flip. So I've got like a double flip here. So I just wanted to spend a little extra time getting some of those fun projects together. I put some washi tape on and had a little flip here. So these were just extra sheets of paper, and my goal is just sort of cut through and organize things, see what needs to be decorated more. And I used some washi and then just all my extra little pieces of lace that I wanted to use to get pockets. Like this is 3 pockets started. And I might end up taking something like this to decorate something. That's probably too big, but I might be able to do it that way, and that would be really cute. So I had fun working on all these yesterday. And I just wanted to organize what I was working on right now. So, but I would show you what is on my desk, and I was pretty happy with how much I got done this morning. I said, well, let me see how long I can work for 2 hours and see how much lace and fabric and extra papers I could work on. So, and all these I would probably want to decorate, to another level, but it was fun to go ahead and see where I was at on things. And I just needed some room for that to happen. So I had some more of those postage ones, and then I was pretty excited. I think I emptied it. I don't know if this one is it or not. No, those are my labels. So I had another one of these I had emptied, but I refilled it, and it's on the other side of my sewing machine. But it had all the little hearts and all my little bits. And so when my little paper piece gets too full, or my little bits gets too full, this is a good way that I like to use them and run them down. And this is that, so I had a whole roll, so I just put in the sewing machine, I would put the roll down, put a piece of fabric and put the lace over it, and just sewed as long as I could by just adding those pieces. I'm not a big fan of snippet rolls that are rolled up. I like to have access and see what I'm working on because I do work on so many things. Like those will be really cute in the red journal. So I wanted to work towards getting those started there. So that was sort of my thought process with those. And so I will go through here and decide what I want to be using in my own journals. I have a lot of spring journals that I'm working on, and I like working on the Victorian and nautical journals are big right now. I'm getting ready for the season. Easter's going to be coming up. And so those will be fun to work with as well. So I'm just seeing what is here that needs to have a little bits added to it. But it was fun to do the stamps. And the other fun thing that I thought was using, what these are done. I will, okay. So I've separated things that I will probably use that may be close to ready or ready to put into journals. And things so bases, and then things that I may want to work on a little bit more. These were fun ones, so these were some of the first ones. It's just paper. I made a pocket. I used that fabric and some lace, and then I added that other lace, and that was really fun to use. And these are little bits that I will be using later. And then I hadn't done this before, but I thought it was cool. For these snippet rolls is I have a little yearbook where I cut out the photos, and I thought, well, what will the photos look like on my little snippet rolls? So some people may love or hate the sewing down the face. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but I thought it was sort of fun to try that option a little bit, and they turned out sort of cute. So I've got those, and this is something I want to fix. Those are done. I want to fix these and work on some of these. So that is what is on my desk. I think I've worked through, showing you, oh, the other thing I wanted to show you that is on my desk are the other things. So these are the things that were in my scrap box, and they're envelopes and extra papers and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and put those back in my scrap box. I have envelopes that have pre-designated filler pages, and I'm going to be using that. My goal was to make envelopes out of all of these last night, make little envelopes and pockets. I did not get to that last night. So these were all strewn out on my desk about 20 minutes ago. And so I pulled things all back together, but I have a plan of action, and I can literally come through here and go, oh, this is really cute. Well, I make a double pocket. That's a little bit small, but you guys get the gist, right? I could take this pocket and set this here, and I have a double pocket there. I can sew this onto another. This is just a 9x6 envelope. So I will probably fold this in half, decorate it, cut the edges off, and I've got pockets. So I can go through and stencil or stamp these. I just haven't gotten to that point yet, but I've got a plan. I get a little bit overambitious, and then things get to be a little bit messy, and I need to regroup for a minute. But I find even though I'm highly ambitious, I do get a lot done in a relatively short amount of time. So I have these here and these here, and I can start folding up my the journal that I'm making for my friend. And often what I will do is I tend to make 3 signature journals. Let me make sure these are all facing the right way. And so I will fold whatever I'm working on and put them in the 3 signatures. And what I might do here, actually I should do, is fold the opposite direction. So I've got the front and the back signature, or the first page and the second page of the signature that way. And then I don't care as much. But that is pretty much what is on my desk all the time. I've got 1 or 2 journals that I'm working on, and I have my computer that I print things from, and my camera and camera stand that I make videos from. I do have stamps and stencils within reach. I have a lot of stuff within reach. I have a round table, and I've got little carts behind me and to the side of me that help me function in the ways that I need to get things done. So these need to go to my cutting board. And then here is the paper that I coffee dyed yesterday and just wiped off. So I'm going to put these in here. The one nice thing about being somebody who works on a lot of things at one time is at the end of the day, I take about an hour, cleaning up what I have worked on or do a project like what I'm doing with you now. And I feel so accomplished because my desk was covered in a huge mess. And now I feel like, oh, I made some progress on what I was working on. I do have another desk that allows me to have a mess on one desk and workspace on the other, and I work from them both. One is a stand-up table, and the other one is I'm sitting down at this table. So I'm looking in the scrap box, and I know I had some papers that were smaller, so I will just grab those out. I will grab one of those out. I will grab an envelope. I want to use these up, so I will actually use an envelope in each of the signatures. And then since I want to use this one up, let's see if I have filler pages that will work. It'll work for that one. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That will probably work. That will work. There's that yearbook. Okay, so that's all that will work from that in this little. So I've got my signatures here. Let's see how many pages I have. I've got, I'm not going to put them together because I need to cut all these down to smaller since these are a little bit smaller. So I will take care of that in a few minutes. I'm not going to put them together because that's just going to be a lot of work. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little episode of what's on my desk and see what I was able to get done. I don't know that my days look a whole lot different than what you've just seen. Other than me sitting at my sewing machine and feeding it with lots of really cool things. But we have a good time here. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Hit like and subscribe. And check out the 12 by 12 Junk Journal Challenge 2024. Follow me and all the gals, all of us women who are doing the challenge. I'm working on nautical journals. This just happens to be a special project in the middle of it. We've got gals who are going to be working on other holidays, or Trisha, I believe, is going to do her India one. I've got somebody doing a clean journal. Yvette's doing her digitals. Jojo is doing a clean journal. And I'm not remembering. And then Joan is doing an art journal. So go ahead and check them all out. Get inspired. Do a journal off of your bucket list. And I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.